Mason has been kind of talking to the contestants that are coming in this year, and we haven't announced them yet, but Mason, have you heard any feedback from these guys? I know a lot of them are back to compete again this year. What are they saying about getting
There's
ready
been a
this year?
lot of excitement out there. Most of the guys that I talked to that are returning have said that they've had it marked on their calendar since Sunday of last year. So these guys are excited to get back out here. And I think it's a testament to the job that we do here that, they're so excited to come back, that we've done a good job on our end, making it an enjoyable weekend with excitement. And I think that a lot of them like how, it is just how your presence in that block, that your judgment is all based on how well you market the customer's cattle and everything like that, how well you do the job that these guys get paid for 364 days out of the year. And that's what it comes down to. So I've had a lot of comments about that, how they appreciate the quality of cattle that we have, the way we run that sale, and how effortlessly, like Dustin said, it all goes throughout the day, and how, we keep the cattle in front of them and all they have to do is call bids and sound as best as they can. So a lot of excitement for guys coming back, and almost just as much, if not more, for the handful of new guys that are in it. They've heard a lot about it over the past few years and have really been chomping at the bit, waiting for an opportunity to come out and throw their hat in the ring.
And we have a mixture of, new guys, older guys, experienced, less experienced, all over the country, multiple states. It's really been interesting, and I think the sellers and other spectators that come to watch, that's what they're there for. They come to see the variety, from the regional variety you'll see from the different auctioneers and what they bring to the table.
Right. Each different region has its own dialects and own kind of selling style. And we've got guys from California out to South Carolina through the South and everywhere. So they bring a lot of diversity to this sale, and it keeps everybody's attention on the sale when it has variety as they go, and they know that there's somebody new coming in, and 10 drafts or so, it's going to be somebody new, and they're excited to see what that next guy is going to sound like.
So you were talking to Dustin about the mentality of the auctioneers, and Dustin's working during this whole time. He's out. It's kind of neat. He's in the crowd with a microphone and visiting with consigners and buyers and sponsors of the day. We have a lot of sponsor partners that we really appreciate that help us put this all together. So that has its own mentality in that as well. And then, you take what Mason's doing with the guys in the yards outside. They know it's game day, so they've a lot of times you've been there till 10 o'clock every night that week, feeding, watering, making sure things are set up just right. But when it's time to go, it's on, and we're pushing through in that 35 to 45 seconds per draft. That's moving these, it's usually 5 to 40 head drafts through the ring. There's a lot of logistics, and we are fortunate. Dodge City handles cattle about as well as anywhere in the country. So we're just moving through, but that's part of that momentum that Dustin was talking about, was keeping the cattle fresh and going through the ring. And so they'll come in, and if they need announced, we usually announce between ownerships. So when a new producer comes in, we'll kind of tell about the cattle, and then try to minimize that and let these professional auctioneers take over from there. We'll get a good run on the cattle, start them $10 to $15 back, so we can really see the depth of their talents as they go through their own personal chant with the cattle. That's something too that you could sure ask Dustin, is how do these guys get their chants? Every one of them's different. Is that where's that come from, Dustin? What how did you get yours?
You know, that's a great question, Brian. And I had the great fortune, you know, of working around and being taught by a previous world champion who, you know, and I think this is, it's a different testimony, if you will, from every competing auctioneer, every auctioneer in general. But I had a gentleman by the name of Ralph Wade who sat me down and just taught me from scratch. I had no clue, you know, about auctioneering other than the fact that I had seen it, obviously, but didn't know much about it. And I think when you talk about the dynamics of other auctioneers and their chants and how different they are, different, Mason had touched on this earlier about different regions. And I think one of the cool, unique situations that we are involved with is when you talk about bringing other individuals into our area, it gives you an idea of what they do and how they do it. And what I mean by that is to live in this area of the country. We deal with a lot of large producers, a lot of large seed stock operations to commercial type situation, whatever. But typically the dynamics of the volume of cattle that we receive are from consignments that are of load lot varieties. And when you get in different regions of the country, I've had the great fortune of competing all across the United States. And when you get in some of these other areas, you know, you may sell your 10 drafts and they may be, you know, a couple cows to start, and then you may have a calf or two, but they're always typically single head lots. So you've got one animal in the ring at a time, and those sales typically go really, really fast. Well, the auctioneers, the talent of the auctioneers in those regions, it's astounding because they can sit there all day long selling one animal at a time, and the level and the ability that's required, not only from a vocal standpoint, but to keep your audience entertained and keep momentum built, it's astounding to watch them. So that chant is developed over time and through repetitiveness. And it's just like any muscle, you know, memory type situation. The more you use it, the more you're going to lean on it, and the more you've got in your bag. But I know that from my personal experience, it was learning from Ralph, and I had a great group of supporting cast members that I got to call some of my dearest friends, who taught me how to continue to try to develop my own style. And I think, just again, everyone in different areas is going to have a different style just based on their surroundings and what they're actually marketing. So we get an opportunity to hear a lot of different styles there in Dodge for that contest. And I think that's what keeps the entertainment factor going.
Everyone's heard of Ralph, or they will. He's an icon. He's an icon.
That's right.